Good day, friends. Good day, humans. Today will be a title not related with what I talk. So anyway, I'll try to trick myself not to talk what has been planned. Anyway, just playing games with myself, so bear with me for a second. Title: when you run out of the scapegoats, you could always blame it on the Lord, or not. So the subtitle was Integrity Dilemma. So why do we have to have integrity? Because we don't have to blame anything on anybody anymore. Why somebody, when you approach them, when you hear them talk, they sound full of really integral and moral stand. Why is that? Because they don't blame anybody else for their own success, their own failures, their own state of the affairs, body, money. So the third title is the prosperity acknowledgement, where it will come from. Meaning, the title related with the scapegoats that we always find in excuses are very closely related with how wealthy we are. Not in the terms of financial wealth, how much you have on your account, but how much integrity you have within you, so that you can deal with any particular situation that it comes across. Any situation that is happening, let's say, around your town, your country, and the planet in itself. Let's say, presently I'm in South Africa, but I'm very keen to see what's going to happen with America. Yet at the same time, I'm allowing myself to be involved with removing Zuma from the power. And he's clinging so much. Zuma is, just for the ones who don't know, it's ex-president of South Africa for 13 years, came by tricking and removing the other one who has been elected, let's say, by the people, because she took over the presidency of the ANC, so-called Mandela's party, which this creature took over and completely smudged out and turned it upside down. So now we have in South Africa the upside down apartheid, where the black people are abusing the black people. I mean, the black people with some money and positions are abusing the rest of the black people, because they just have to continue the same old policy of rich versus everybody else, or powerful ones versus everybody else. So they really run out of the excuses why this Zuma is not leaving. They even voted him out. They completely removed him from the power, yet he's still clinging to his presidential chair. Now they're removing all the Treasury Department heads, because the Treasury was the one who was colluding very much with Zuma and all of his political cronies. Living in escape mode, living in accusational mode, it's absolutely difficult. It's horrendous. It's horrendous to remember what excuse that you have yesterday not to be able to be yourself, let's say, to tell the truth. Being brave enough to tell your employer that you are not allowing to be abused anymore. But you'll go in and you will bitch and you will moan when they don't so-called listening, but they're listening everywhere else, so they know. They are actually pinpoint you very hard. When you stop complaining, this is the problem for the oppressors or the slave runners. While you bitching and complaining and whining and so on, what's happening? You're actually creating a lot of anxiety for your physical body. Don't worry about this. It's a nice thunderstorm. It's just like raging all over the Cape Town region. So enjoy. The prosperity will not come without our integrity. These are the fake, let's say, rich and prosperous beings or creatures who we saw in the media for last like 100 years. And they're talking about the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, blah, blah, blah. Useless. Useless in the, let's say, stream of energy, what we're riding right now. It is so high with truth. It's so high with actually demanding for peace. There's no other option than having a peace. Peace among the nations, peace within ourselves, peace with the nature, and the best of all, peace with the prime creator. Because what we have now, we had like myriad of sects called religions that they were just making us more and more upset. Oh, you're a Muslim. Oh, you fucking Christian. Oh, you blah, blah, blah. Let's kill each other. I mean, is this really like the way of the so-called Lord decided for us to be here? Yet what people do when they have no other, let's say, complaints to do, they have no other excuse, it was a God will that you lost all of your wealth. No, it's not God's will. It's your stupid decision to hoard it in the first place, and then your stupid decision not to even asking a forgiveness for what you've done to many other people or thousands of people that you enslaved to get hoarded that much of. Again, when you realize that it's a fiat dollar, it is like ridiculous. Their concept of existence is totally diminished. Bitcoin shows up 9.5 years ago, and look what's happening. They cannot catch a breath. They have to invent every day some kind of new attacks where they're going to put or hide their quadrillions of dollars. Now, when the Trump start revoking every single dollar that has been stolen, and I'm not talking just a physical one that it was stolen from your account, but your energy has been stolen from you because you worked, let's say, 8 hours a day, and they charge you taxes 32%. Let's say you live in Canada, and then you go out and you spend money to provide yourself food for children and whatever. Then they charge you another 15% called GST, PST. And then what? You end up in a 50% taxes on something that it's absolutely illegal. It's illegal to charge taxes on your sweat and your equity. And they knew. But why nobody questioned this until the Trump comes in? So I just really hope that all the other presidents of prime ministers or whatever, Canadian Trudeau's and the other kind of, phony creeps who are just there like macaroons in France, they will just resign and run away from this particular, very, very bad situation for them, because the people will start raising up their voice and they will not have excuses anymore, ever again, not to ask all their taxes, all their stolen sweat and equity back. So blame it on the Lord. This is what the title says. Lord, I don't think here about the lords of the British Parliament or royal lords of whatever, Buckingham Palace. These are the garbage people. These are the not even people. Yet they have to slap themselves like a title, so you'll be able to, by mistake, when you call the Lord, actually all the energy from you intending to reach the God or prime creator goes right into their pockets. Financially, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and on and on and on. And this is just, again, a very first intro, how these energies on this planet has been abducted. Why all the churches were built on a very, very specific lines. They call them ley lines. But then they changed. They even abducted these ley lines and they built a grid line on top of this with transfer of, doesn't matter, electrical wires, oil underneath like a black goo, transformation from one place to another, and it's just like keeping the energies hostile, like keeping us under the suppression of complete enslavement. And at the same time, this kind of illusionary world where we have to work, we have to provide, we have to, be charged the taxes, we have to pay whatever they ask us to be, it is absolute illusion. So when and slowly we become maybe more powerful, that we can see through all this mesh of illusion, and we'll see that we don't have to pay anymore, that we don't have to engage ourselves in a legal matter in any way with anybody, especially not the lawyers, advocates, or judges. If the judge suggests you have to come here and then be in my court and I have to prosecute you for whatever, you spit on the street like 3 meters away from the spit box, and they'll put you in jail for 27 years because you did not agree with that the whites, let's say Mandela did, whites were running the show as it's like, their own private slavery Africa. South Africa was consisting of 9 different countries before the, let's say in 18th century, before the invaders came, and then they fought between 2 invaders, Dutch against British, British against French, and so on. So they eventually, kind of build into an emotion that they are the owners of the land because they are fighting between themselves. And the real owners are the native black people of all different denominations, different tribes, yet they put them in the slavery mode so nobody can even say a blur because, oh, here, there's a law. No, you cannot do this, there's a law. So for how long we're going to hide behind these so-called executive orders from the old times that they put you in subliminal and very suppressive position no matter what. No matter what. You can be white, if you have no money, you're suppressed. You are a slave. So now the Bitcoin is the one who's going to bring this equilibrium or very nice and calm water. So all these little, let's say, rocks and pebbles that were thrown into the pond of the peaceful coexistence among all the species and all the humans has to be smoothed up again, because every of these rocks and pebbles were just distraction. This was distraction and distraction, if you get my English differentiation. So we have been distracted to look over there while they were raping us over here. And you just have to bend over and they will rape you no matter what. But if you become very peaceful and stop excusing yourself with a stupid notion of having more money, being prosperous in all fiat way, then you can say, I really don't like to be raped every single second. So would you like to decide to tell everybody around to fuck off your case, to really dismiss them immediately as soon as you see they want to rape you? This includes governments, legal, legislature. This includes, let's say, banking, financial, and so on. So these are just for the beginning. Oh, this includes doctors and medical and pharmaceutical system, because this is so deviously done that it's almost they give you kind of a free healing that you have to pay for, so they can kill you very much and easy, and slide into you all the kind of chemicals and implants and parasites and viruses, because it's free. It's not free if it's hurting you. Whatever they're claiming that you have insurance, it's not free because somebody is paying this insurance. Who's paying this insurance? You again. So, do you need this insurance as an excuse again to live without any excuses in your life? So you can absolutely tell everybody what they deserve. And everybody, I mean the ones who are oppressing you. So who's oppressing you the most? My question to you. Start making lists. You will not stop writing. But watch deeply who's oppressing you and what you can do not to be a slave anymore, not to be oppressed anymore. Stop making an excuses. And excuses, I want to live prosperous life like Bill Gates. This freak is dead. This freak is terrified. Last 10 years he was terrified to the bone until he dropped dead. Yet nobody really want to talk openly about this, because not too many of you would accept that Microsoft is worthless piece of shit, like it doesn't have any value. Microsoft as, let's say, a platform, Microsoft as a company, and Microsoft as so-called a ruling entity on the cyber waves. Because today, if you watch one of my maps that I'm posting from time to time, there is a Norse cyber war attacks. Like every second one, sometimes 10 in a row, are generated from Microsoft. Cyber attacks. In different locations, Canada, US, Britain, Europe. Absolutely ridiculous. Hong Kong. Just observe. You'll find this in some of my older videos where I put these links. norse.map.go or gr. Government of United States posting and exposing what these freaks are doing. And you can see like a total Star Wars going like shooting and never stops. And people saying there's nothing happening in our world if there's no war, but this war has to eventually cease. And I really command that it cease immediately. By this, don't cry for fake books when they've been shut down, or Google's being completely, crushed to nothingness, or Microsoft worth $0. Zero, meaning nothing. Because it did not give you any freedom, because you were using it. You always have an alternative, so start looking for an alternative now, before it is way too late and they don't really drag you down in their grave together with their own bones and all their real grease, because you will be needed where they're going. And they're going in a very, very dark part of their own no soul existence. So be it.